What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Duan Breno, Not Just Music Podcast. Quincy Murdoch in the building as always. How's everything going today?
What's happening? What's happening? Other Homeisode people. Hey, blessings. How you doing, brother?
Doing excellent, man.
That's what's up. What's up?
Hopefully, everybody in the world is doing great today as well. Just
Yeah.
another week in another day in time, another minute in time, another second in time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody is doing their best
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
their duties, to survive, to stay alive, to do what you can to make everything be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, lovely situation that we have here at Not Just Music Podcast, where we just do this thing we call Homeisode on a usual. Get to point out things that go on in the world, things that happen in the world, history in the world. There's a lot of stuff to be talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just scrolling through stuff now, just kind of just preparing what I want to talk about. But um, as always, gotta give Black history is due.
Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
I have a fellow by the name of Alvin Ailey. Alvin Ailey was a dancer, a choreographer, and an activist born in Texas during the Great Depression. He moved to Los Angeles in 1946 and saw his first dance performance. And in 1949, he took his first dance class at Lester Horton's Melrose Avenue studio when he formed Alvin Ailey dance theater in 1958. He wanted to honor Black culture through dance. The company's first performance included Ailey's masterpiece, Blue Suite, and his most critically acclaimed work, Revelations, premiered in 1960. The company fused theater with modern jazz and ballet and brought a multiracial cast of dancers to the stage due to rampant racism at the time. Few of these dancers would have found opportunities to perform with other companies. In addition to choreographying, as they saying it, choreographying pieces for his own company, Ailey created ballads for the American Ballet or ballets for the American Ballet Theater, the Joffrey Ballet, and the Royal Danish Ballet, among others. He received numerous awards and honors over the years, including I think this Guggenheim Fellowship for the Creative Arts in 1968, the Springer Medal from the NAACP in 1977, and Kennedy Center Honors in 1989. And in 2014, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
just want to give a shout out to Alvin Ailey, one of the biggest known Black dancers of our times. A lot of people don't know him, but he's very big in New York.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has had numerous on top of hundreds of shows, thousands of shows, to where who people dance his dances, his choreography. A lot of people didn't even know it. If you never known him, just look his name up. Like you just do a YouTube search of Alvin Ailey and just pull up all of the stuff that he's done. You'd be amazed that a Black man would
Yeah.
take a step in that direction to do or build in the ballet world, which is very different. But at the same time, I mean, it just shows to push to show that we have a piece of something everywhere. We're not just
Yeah.
like doing
Yeah.
just the basics. We're not doing just the basics of the artistry. We took dance farther than just the hip hop world.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
beyond. He was before the hip hop world. So at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, you got to pay respect to somebody like that, just because the case of it gets underlooked due to the case of the style of dance it was, but it was very respected in the whole entire world, not just the
What
black
what what was the style of dancing again?
ballet.
What was the ballet?
Yep, ballet.
Okay.
He was big
Okay.
on. He was very, 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 very big on ballet.
Okay. Okay.
That was his style. A lot of
Yeah.
people probably never, like I say, never ever knew of him. But it's the thing of just like I say, just taking those times and those moments to prove that the black world is again, we're very, very heavily influenced by a lot of people that we don't know
No.
who they are. And again, a dancer, a black dancer, yeah, that's definitely a big guy. That's a big shout out to him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, it's those moments like that that help us remember those pioneer moments where we overlook the not just the basics, the rights to be able to do um stuff that we love to do. I mean, a lot of people don't take it lightly because you can get on the dance floor and just dance. It's a beautiful thing, but just to say that somebody is pinnacle and putting out stuff, and, not even just
Yeah.
his own work, well, not even just his own work, working with other people, to make their, make grow their brands, make their brands even bigger.
And perfecting the craft. You know what I'm saying?
And to take
Yeah.
it that far, and even
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
day,
Being serious about it. Yeah.
50 plus years later, and still is known for what he does. I mean, it's remarkable, man. It's
And you know
very
it's crazy. It's crazy because you say his type of dance in ballet.
Mhm.
Um, if he was just like a street dancer or something, it probably would have been more recognized. So that's why I love it too, because you wouldn't think ballet, black man would go together. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But it opens doors, and it might make that young black man that's young that want to do ballet, that doesn't have somebody to resonate with his skin color or him, to
Mhm.
see that, and then it'll motivate him to follow his dreams. So I mean,
Exactly.
that's important. Like, you pick that. That's very important,
Mhm.
because a lot of people are, not scared, but scared to leap out on that faith and that dream they have, because they don't see nobody like them similar to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, Another person I'm gonna bring in, talk about too. This is one that I've been waiting to speak on for a little while. Her name is Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges is a big name for a lot of different reasons. One, and this is considerably a history fact. It could change, because there's so many things that a lot of people don't know as far as timeline to things. But Ruby Bridges was known for she was the first black student to integrate into a white elementary school in 1960.
Wow.
She was only 6 years old at the time. Ruby walked by protesters screaming awful slurs, angry words at her every single day, and yet she never missed a day of school. Ruby
Making
became
history, and probably too young to remember she was making history. That's crazy. 6 years old. Yeah.
yeah, Ruby
That's
became
crazy.
Ruby became a lifelong civil rights activist, and in 1999 she established the Ruby Bridges Foundation to help fight racism and promote tolerance and change through education. So that's another one, another big one, man, that a lot of people could very much overlook, because like I said, it's these things they get taken lightly.
Mhm.
Let me see if I want to pull up a picture. Um, let me see. I want to pull up a picture of her. Here we go. I want to share this just to show you um what she had to uh go through.
Wow.
Um,
Look at her.
Somebody this young, it's one of those things you wish that the you talk about the kids, you talk about kids these days.
Yeah.
Um, the beautiful part for them is they don't have to struggle to do what a lot have already done for us, especially in the world of being black. You
Yeah.
think about it, a little girl, 6 years old. And here we are, years and years and decades later, we can't even take, the slightest little, slur that comes our way. But a lot of them just like had to like literally and physically deal with this stuff. I mean, it's not like a thing to like take lightly for those, especially of this day and age, just due to this is a big page, a 6-year-old. Wasn't like this wasn't a grown up. Somebody is 6 years old
Mm-hmm.
and take on this type of craziness, this type of madness day in and day out, and never miss a day of school. On top of that, I ain't gonna say to prove a point, but to prove us worthy to be there, to show that we could take all of this stuff, to tell
Hey, I'm gonna say this too. Shout out to our parents, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, shout out to our parents, man, because they had to instill that in her. At 6 years old, they had to put that in her. To make her
Mhm.
like God fearing, and you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And what leads into what I was gonna say, parents play a major role. You know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Black parents, specifically in our community, play a huge role in a kid's confidence, a kid's upbringing, and
Mhm.
uh ways they can leave good impressions on the world. Because we
Mhm.
talking about Black history. I think it starts with the parents. So this is
Definitely.
a prime example. Like,
Definitely.
shout out to her parents instilling that in her. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
that small thing is a big thing.
Mhm.
It matters.
Yeah,
Parents
and
matter.
that's
Yeah.
why I said this stuff should never be taken lightly.
Mm-hmm.
The grounds that we've gained, man. It's like I said, like you just reading some of these stories and reading this history gives so much insight on how especially the way that we move now. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a lot of this stuff like it's not gonna change. I mean, until those era of people die out. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Especially in our Black world, it's a lot of hurt. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of misunderstanding,
Mm-hmm.
and to give things. I mean, it's not enough Black history knowledge out here that is given so we can take something and get like how they always speak on things like well, what did you learn at school today? you
Mm-hmm.
know Same situation, like what have you learned about your history? What have you learned about Black people? What have you learned about what it took to get to this point?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I look at kids daily, get in, going in to my kids' school, and to look at how the Black community is very heavily in school, but at the same time, what are they learning? You know, what are
Yeah.
they? What are they? What are they? Would y'all even bring up this situation about a situation of a young girl that's 6 years old by the name of Ruby Bridges? Would y'all even bring that up and tell them what
I
happened?
know, no, because this is a tablet-driven world, man, where we
Mhm.
just give a kid a tablet and tell them how they time, call it a
Mhm.
day. But
Mhm.
where's the teaching going on within that? You know what I'm saying? That like this new modern day teaching is not helping the kids at all. It's not helping the youth at all.
Mhm.
Um, I remember at least when I was in school, we didn't learn the basics like we should about Black history, but we learned something. They implemented some kind of education in there.
Mhm.
Nowadays, it's none. It seems like it's all about fun. It's not even
Mhm.
about education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that and to be honest, that's what we need. Specifically Black kids. You know what I'm saying? Because when we come home, a lot of us don't come home to good surroundings and good family. Some of us don't even have food to eat when we get home. So lunches, you know what I'm saying, the school providing the education and putting wisdom in them, because they might not get that at home. And
Exactly.
and that's important. So
Exactly.
you talking on schools, and teachers play a big role, because a
Definitely.
lot of parents, for kids that don't have parents or might have parents and their parents ain't educating them, don't care.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the school system is big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a big thing to that these, again, if nothing else, we aren't just sitting here talking about it for a reason. So that's the good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
is under the table, is being given. You know, it's up to, like I say, the parents and the next generations and these generations to give it. It ain't the case of saying it's being forced. It's not being, you know, we're not
Nah.
pressuring you. But again, remember
Mm.
who shoulders we are standing on behind all of this stuff that's going on and things that have happened throughout the years. And I'm gonna give another person just because this person I wanted to talk about too. Um, pull up her picture while I talk about it. That'll give it a little bit better. Better. Let me see where we at.
Kids are the future, man. Kids are the
Where are
future.
we at right here? So next person I want to speak on is, if you already know who she is, good. If you don't, you're about to learn. This is Bessie Coleman. A lot of people don't know who she is, but we're gonna roll through this. This story says, look to the skies and you'll be reminded about Bessie Coleman, the first Black and Native American woman pilot. Known for her amazing flying tricks, Queen Bess worked as a manicurist in Chicago when her brothers returned from World War One. When her brother John teased her that women in France were allowed to be pilots, Bessie took it as her mission to do just that. When no American pilot flights, when no American flight school would take her, she learned French and moved to France to take the flight lessons there.
Can I
When
cut
Bessie,
in?
go ahead.
Like we were just saying, you know how parents can be crucial to a child. Like her brother sparked the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, she ran with it. So you know, this is going into what I was saying about parents and anybody, teachers, you know, family.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sorry, man. Go
Oh
ahead.
no.
I just want to point that out because that's crucial. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? The brother,
definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Inspiration, family inspiration inspired her to, you know, just from talking, just speaking on their experiences there. Why not? You know, take it, you know, you could pursue it. But yeah, that's a big thing. But anyway, when Bessie returned to the United States, she gave speeches and eventually performed her aviation tricks in air shows around the country. She famously refused to perform at any show where there was segregation or discrimination against African Americans. Bessie Coleman died in an air accident at age 34, and
Uh,
she was eulogized by the famous activist Ida B. Wells Barnett. This is one thing I liked about this story. You talk about die doing what you love to do. What better way? You know,
mhm,
that's even more respectable and humbling to hear, just due to, you know, this woman being Black, one.
mhm,
Two, she went as far as to say that, you know what, I'm not going I'm not going to allow what America is going through, with especially with women, to slow me down or deter me from becoming what I want to be.
mhm,
Even if it takes me moving to a whole nother country just to be able to do it, just to be able to latch on and be able to have that ability. But it just shows you though how jacked up America was even then. Even other countries were admiring and embracing the woman. America didn't want to do that.
mm,
Didn't want that for America. Again, like the I call it the Fred Flintstone effect. You know, the Fred Flintstone effect really did live here in America for a very long time, where you just the woman wasn't able to do anything. But now
mm,
it's so many, like I say, shout out to women always aspiring to be somebody. Look what it turned out to be. I mean, a lot
mhm,
of stuff, a lot of the hate that came with it, I'm sure it might have been, especially going towards a Black woman like she is, you know, a pilot in a big white industry. You know, it's amazing to see it. It's amazing to hear it. Like
mhm,
I said, you rarely hear about people in those times that, you know, uh that were pilots, period, you know, after World War One. And then you talk about this woman just wanted to just up and be a pilot out of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
that's an opportunity of a lifetime for some, you know, period, for people, period. And for it to be a Black woman, oh yeah. And to make a mark, and for her to be that number one Black person that did it first, as a Black woman, that is. definitely had to be flowers, flowers, flowers. If her family, to her family that's still alive and still around, look, flowers to your loved one. She
Mhm.
died at a super young age. I don't even know if she had kids or anything like that, but she was 34 years old.
This
Um,
inspires, and this might inspire a black little girl. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? That want to fly.
yeah,
Like I said, that she couldn't relate to. Now she can relate to somebody. That's why I love doing these, because it puts light on anything is possible at
yeah.
the end of the day.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's no excuses. Like if you want it, you can go get it. Sky's the limit, as they say. So that's why I
definitely,
think this is important
definitely,
in the
man.
times we living in now, because it's a lot of, like I say, it's a lot of hurt people. Like you said, a lot of hurt people out here,
Mhm.
black individuals mainly, a lot of angry people, a lot of people that done gave up, you know what I'm saying, from the older generation. So it's trickling down to the younger generation, the ones coming up. So it's good to spread a light into some, do our part. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? To
Mhm.
try to get, because if we touch a few, we did our job. If it even reach one
Definitely,
person, you know what
definitely,
I'm saying, we've done our job. So that's what it's about, man. Reach one, teach one. You know?
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And this is again one of those situations where I said it's like you have those goals for blacks that will hit home and inspire. Again, like her brothers came home and inspired her. We don't. That's
We
what I.
don't have, we don't, and that's hard to get nowadays. Just a
Yeah, we
little
don't
bit of
get that.
inspiration, a
Yeah,
positive, you
yeah,
know?
we don't get
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's it's hard to just due to because of so much negative driven mindsets. And I think that so many people were trying to be something, aspiring to be something. Then everybody was doing anything and everything that they could to make it be something. So it's like you take all of this rah rah nowadays and turn that rah rah into people fighting and well fighting for what they want to do that is actually right versus something that would be looked at as a negative light. Man, boy, we'll be in such a different place. Like we have so many different black women pilots. We'll
Yeah.
have so many different black men pilots. We'll have more black men in presidency. We have more black men being it's so many avenues that are overlooked just due to the white man being such a prominent force in those fields that the black men don't even get any love for it. So it's
Mhm.
real crazy that it could be like I say it's definitely a positive though, like I said, that it's being pointed out now.
Yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
One last one I'm gonna point out, and I'm gonna start to slowly fade out of this. But what these are other ones that I'm pointing out are these. This one right here is a heavy one for me because I didn't even know this until last week. Um, this woman is very very important. Her name is Claudette Colvin. If you do not know who this woman is, let's learn some stuff here. We all know of Rosa Parks, right? A lot of us know Rosa Parks. She took she got on the bus, and the man came up to her to basically tell her to move to the back of the bus. She didn't give up her seat, right?
Yep.
Sad to say that she was not the first person to deal with this. Nobody knew that this woman that you were looking at right now, by the name of Claudette Colvin, she was 15 years old and did the same exact thing, even before Rosa Parks did it. Nobody knew this.
Wow.
Nobody even knew it. So I'm gonna read this, and I'm like I said, I'm kind of slowly start backing out of this after I started doing this one.
How
Claudette
is that
Colvin.
possible? How is
It,
that even
it's
possible?
just that's how it goes, man. Claudette Colvin was an early activist in the civil rights movement in Alabama, in one of the harshest states now, y'all. 9 months before Rosa Parks refused to give up her bus seat to a white woman, excuse me, I said a man, but to a white woman, Claudette Colvin did the same. At the age of 15, Colvin was later arrested. Violating the city segregation laws was amongst Among the many charges leveled against her, Colvin later told Newsweek, I felt like Sojourner Truth was pushing down on one shoulder and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on the other, saying, sit down, girl. I was glued to my seat. Now, this is the reason why I chose this one last, is because it helps me, and I don't care about the nature of what the black woman is now. I care, but I'm not gonna say like I don't care, but I care. But there's this point, I'm gonna tell you why. To be able to conform to a racially driven world, especially a country like the US, we have a lot of black young ladies, kids, y'all. Kids. These ain't like grown folk. These are kids. You know, this girl is 15. My daughters are 14. So it gives me like this chill, like, dog, I can only imagine what it's like, you know, for my daughters, you know, they have autism, but for them to have been autistic during that time would have killed me. You know what I'm saying? It would have broke my heart, because the case of that somebody with like that young would have to deal with something like that, and basically to give a prolific situation, said I felt like Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on me, telling me to sit down as a child, to withstand that, to take that type of punishment from a world that doesn't like black people, and for her to withstand that, you know, get locked up, you know, was arrested for it, to take on all of that stuff and not take any of this negative in any way. You know what I'm saying? It just it just shows you the different levels of the mentalities. Like I said, I ain't trying to compare it then to now. I'm just talking about the mentality for those that are paying attention, that are listening.
Yeah.
The mentality of a person right now is very, very sketchy, to a reason for we don't have enough positive outlets. Listen to what these people had to deal with, y'all.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
I think it's that this who we're talking about right here.
Claudette Colvin.
Yeah. Her way of fighting is a different type of fighting from the females fighting today. How they feel they should fight and how they feel they should be heard. I feel like you can make, and I want this to be crucial. I want people, the ladies, and even the men to hear me. You can make a point by not saying a word. You can make a strong point by not even saying a word. You can make a strong point without even disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like she made a point by just not getting up out the seat. She ain't had to curse. She ain't had to put hands on nobody. She said, I'm not getting up. As my right. See, and that's what, you know, this generation has to learn too. We have to learn how to fight more up here than with these or guns. You know, we have to learn how to use our minds and our heads more. And that's why I'm glad you pointed this out, because it shows self-resilience. It shows self-love for yourself, knowing who you are. It shows, being reserved, in control, not letting other people control you. That's the message I get from all these stories. The black cultures, like how they didn't let anything dictate who they were, or nobody dictate who they were. They knew who they were and they stood on that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So nowadays I feel like people are easily influenced, and we retaliate in the wrong ways that hurt us more than help us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the whole situation, you know. Point out something, give people something that they can go off of. Instead of just talking about, oh, you need to do right, you need to do this, you need to do that. Give these people something to read. Give them something, give them some knowledge on something where somebody had to deal with something, versus just this little, lightweight, slap on the hand. Give them a slap on the hand, but give them something to read. Give them somebody, put somebody in their face that they can shoot for the stars or even do better than, versus just what we seeing nowadays. We don't see a lot of You know, we got a lot of bad examples for females and males, especially in the black community. I mean, it's a lot of bad influences. So, you know, why not put these people in front of them? Why not give these people a try? Why not give these people a chance? So, you know, it's not like looked at as like heavily, oh, y'all are just black people who just love to mess up things. Nah, we got some
I just seen somebody commented on Facebook. Black,
Mhm.
like if us as black people really don't have any leaders like that. Like we more against each other than anybody. And
Definitely,
you got people like Trump trying to be a representation of the black community.
definitely, because
Like,
it's
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like us black people are giving him that leeway because nobody is willing to step up and take the challenge within our community, within our race. So it opens the doors for somebody else
Mhm.
to not even in our race to try to act like they know black and what's right for
Exactly,
black and what's
exactly.
wrong for black.
Mhm.
So if that's not a wake up call for black people, I don't know what is. Like, are we just gonna lay down, sit down? Are we gonna stand up?
And that's the part this is the whole inspiration part right here. And you know, we appreciate y'all sitting it out with us. This is
Yeah.
the inspiration part of it for me. You have a choice. You know, it's not about us changing. It's not about us. You have to change for yourself. If you
Yeah.
choose to change for yourself, even if you're in a good space, I ain't even saying change, but I'm talking about elevate, you know, raise the bar, you know, take the make our black community, you know, give us a better look, you know, give us something different to look at than the
Mm-hmm.
narrative that we constantly keep creating for ourselves. And you know, it's not that, you know, we don't get chances. We do get chances. They're small. So when
Yeah.
those small chances come and present themselves, let's try to present the best thing that we can versus just any old thing. There are a lot of different ways and things and other roads that we could go down. They could be way worse. But again, we have a decision. We have a choice. Make our own choices, and I guarantee you a lot can go from that. Again, we're not just music podcast. You know, if you're on the website, we appreciate you being on the website. Tap in with us. Um, if you're already signed up, subscribe for emails. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Appreciate
Yeah.
those that
Yeah.
are coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subscribe to every network that we have. Everything that we have is basically tied into the website. Click it, go there. We have plenty of audio, plenty of video. You will not
Plenty,
go through
plenty,
everything
plenty,
in
plenty,
one day.
plenty,
So it's
plenty.
just a case of just really tapping in with us. And again, we appreciate those that's joined the journey. If you're already along the journey with us, we appreciate you. Again, if you're coming along now, we appreciate the love. We appreciate you
And the
coming.
ones to come, man.
Yeah.
We ready for you. The
Yeah.
ones to come. Yeah.
Yeah. But anything else you gotta say, bro, before we close out?
No, man. Hey, everybody, man. Yay. Everybody stay positive out there. Everybody, man. Sky's the limit. Reach your goals, whatever you plan on doing. Let's learn how to fight mentally. Let's learn how to fight with our minds more than these fists and these guns. Put these fists and these guns down and let's beat them mentally. Let's beat them with these minds and this good heart and this soul, pureness. So yeah, kindness draws weakness within all. So y'all show kindness, y'all show love. Hey, and you will prevail at the end of the day. Just want to leave the people with that. Peace.
All right. Well, we out again, not just music podcast, and we'll see y'all next time.